Well, hello my friends and welcome to Sigi Air. Today we are in Bermuda Dunes, Southern California. And we're taking the Pilatus 12 here in Southern California. We're going to fly to Burbank International Airport. And we're just going to go and fly around the most affected areas in California due to the fires here. We're going to take a look at the PC-12. It's not one of my favorite planes here in 2024. It's a little bit quirky, but we'll go through the startup procedure here. I'll show you some of the things that are a little bit different here on this plane from the ones that if you fly turboprops on general aviation, very different from, for example, the TBM 850 or the TBM 930. We'll take a flight on this rescue livery here, the Do Care. Gonna show you, we're gonna do a VFR flight, show you some of the things that are available here that are interesting on this plane, and we'll point out some of the things that I don't like. Now we're just gonna do a VFR flight, nothing fancy, and we'll just go fly around the area, and yeah, why don't we just get going then. Alright, so let's get into the plane here. And the startup procedure is not that complicated for this plane, but we'll go through it. We'll use the available checklist in the EFB and the available checklist here on the systems here for this plane, which are not bad actually. That's something that I kind of like on this particular plane. So let's go into the EFB. Let's go into the aircraft here. And flight performance, let's set some of the mass imbalances before we do anything. We don't have any cargo here today. We will set the fuel, and this is just be enough fuel here. We'll just load that in the aircraft, and that should be it. The other thing is that we're going to do the checklist here. We're going to start with our pre-flight inspection, which we will go out and do. And let's go in and do that. So a lot of people are not happy with the way you start here on 2024. You're forced into being outside and doing all of this. It's a beautiful morning here, huh? Don't you think? But for general aircraft here, it makes a lot of sense here. So this is what you would do in an aircraft like this, and you'll start by removing some of these things here, these covers, and we'll take a look at the Pilatus outside, the Ducey crew, the duck crew, air ambulance, charity ambulance here, and yeah, so let's remove the chocks here and take a look at the aircraft here. We're going to remove this pitot tube cover, sorry, and let's do the walk around here. So we have the flaps here, and we'll just give them a tug here as we were supposed to, and then we walk around here. It's a very interesting aircraft. It's big, it's powerful, and you can set a lot of cargo in here too. I'll give them a tug here. Everything looks good. It has sharklet wings here. The weather radar looks good. Now we should have turned on the nav lights and the lights, so that's one thing that probably we should have done before we stepped out here. Excuse me, sir. And well, we'll just go inside and go through the whole procedure then. Alright, so completed. Remove those chocks, external power as required, Rudder is inspected. Elevators were inspected. Right flap, right aileron. We did, those to remove the pitot covers too. Take a look at the fuel cap, but we should be fine. Right tire, engine covers were removed. Nose tire, engine visually inspected. Left tire, all look good. And then left aileron. So that one is completed, the pre-flight inspection. Then let's do the before starting checklist here. And we'll go on avionics master is on. So it's a little bit dark in here, but we'll try to see. And the avionics master is right there. Bus 1 and bus 2, or the other way around. Parking brake is set. Parking brake is down here and is set. Standby power goes on. Parking brake, standard power, and that goes on. EPS tested. We need to have a green here. We have a green, and then goes on. Armed. Battery switch is on. So battery 1 and battery 2. Landing gear, make sure it is down, and we're showing down over here. And then we'll check on our fuel quantities, which looks good for this particular flight. It's not going to be a long flight, so we should be okay with it. All right, starting engine. Nav lights go on. Beacon light goes on. CAS is checked. And we have those information that we need to turn on the generator 1 here. The engine master goes on. So we're going to move that in because that goes on. And then we push on the starter. And outside. And then the generator goes on. 1 and 2. By the way, if you liking this video, go ahead and give us a like, and if you're not a subscriber, really appreciate your subscription, because we're trying to grow our channel, Siggy Air. We focus on flying simulator here, Microsoft Flight Simulator. We do some training videos, we do interesting videos, but our main focus is really saving lives, and we support organizations like Pilots to the Rescue or Msfs Rescue, which are organizations that fly pets from overcrowded shelters to shelters where they can be adopted. So if you want a good co-pilot here, like Siggy is for us, then just support our channel. Give us some your subscription, help us grow. And we'll take a look at for this particular video, we'll take a look at Msfs Rescue, which did a fantastic job here in Southern California. All right, so let's get started here. We're not gonna use ATC. We're just gonna go VFR and do a nice flight here from this particular airport into Burbank Airport. So We already have the origin here, and we're gonna set our destination. We're just gonna set it here just in case we need to, focus on, make sure that we are going in the right direction. How's that? So over here in this, so it's a little bit different from what you're used to when, for example, the GTN 750 or the G1000 or G3000. It's just a bit different here. So on this particular one, you're gonna click in here. Interface here gets open, and then you can put in your information here. In this case, KBUR. It's gonna be our destination, and we click on enter. Alternative, you can just click in here and type it in on your keyboard. So if you click in here, that opens the keyboard, and you can do that. So that is set, and we can insert that and activate that, and that gives us a straight line into KBUR. So, but we're gonna fly around. We're gonna do VFR. This is just a backup here. Now, if you want to zoom out, you click in here and you drag up or down. To zoom in and zoom out, you drag up, and then you see our destination here in Southern California. So I think it's faking it. All right, that's enough for that silliness, and why don't we just get started here, and we'll release our brakes. All right, so we'll be departing. Usually we'll be departing to the west, and we'll check on our winds here. It's too bad we don't have that information here. All right, let's go back to our checklist here, and I'm not gonna use this EFB checklist. I'm going to be using these checklists here from the aircraft here. So if you click on normal checklist, they'll give you the checklist that you will follow here for the aircraft here. Now, we already did the before engine start, we did the starting engine, and we're gonna do before takeoff here. So, all right, flaps, we'll set to takeoff flaps here. And check on that. All right, flight controls free and clear. Take a look at that. Initial separator goes on. I think we need to remove that, and we'll open that. And landing lights are on. And strobes are on, and the checklist is completed. We are all set. We are going to initially set an altitude here. We need to actually, to clear out these mountains here in Southern California, we need to set a good altitude here. So we come in here and we'll scroll up. Let's set initial altitude to 9,000, and that should be good. All right, we're all set to go. Release parking brake. Now, you have to be careful with this aircraft because it really goes on idle here. You have to use the brakes a lot just to keep it in below 20 knots here on taxi. This is such, there we go, we are in the right takeoff runway here, so let's get going. We're all set. Let's get the power on. looking for 82 knots. There we go, V1, and we'll rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. Gear indicated, and we are going to trim the aircraft. Using my trim wheel here, give it a 10-degree rate, and we want to manage that ITT. Nice morning here in Southern California. Beautiful takeoff, and we'll bring the flaps up. All right. 130, 140. Yeah, 140 should be fine. And we continue to climb, and we'll climb to 9,000. And we'll go with the after takeoff checklist. Landing gear is up, yaw damper on, initial separator off. We'll need to reduce our power here just to make sure. And then we'll do that when the initial separator goes off. It's closed. You'll see that that ITT will rise. There we go. And flaps are up, landing and taxi lights are off. Checklist completed. Now that auto throttle is a bit weird, so and we don't want to crash into those mountains, so we're just gonna make sure that we have the right altitude here. I'm not liking this auto throttle, so I'm going to disconnect that. This just feels weird. And I'll manage myself here. Just a beautiful morning here in Southern California. And what I'm gonna do is after we get past these mountains, we're gonna lower our altitude and get below these clouds and go through. We'll check out the Eaton Fire there, just north of Pasadena, and then we'll fly around the Pilatus Fire. We'll, give you the different organizations there that have been involved in pet rescuing, like the Pasadena Humane Society and the Santa Ana and the Glendale. All of these organizations have been involved in making sure that these pets get to the right place and they're rescued from these fires. Of course, we're getting a lot of the smoke from the fires are especially when the Santa Ana winds have subsided a little bit, and you don't get the winds. That smoke from the fires just kind of lingers around this valley, and so it's a little bit difficult to see. But these are not your regular fog here. It's just the smoke from the fires are just settling in when the wind subsides. All right, so we are in the Pasadena airports. Here are where the Eaton fire broke out. This is the area of the Eaton fires, Pasadena, and north of Pasadena. And we have also the Pasadena Humane Society here that really was instrumental in the coordination of rescuing these pets, and in coordination with Winds of Rescue here. I'm going to show you their website. So if you want to contribute, donate to their effort in rescuing these pets, they flew them all the way to Seattle, multiple flights from Burbank, which was their main airport there, to points north. Winds of Rescue, fantastic organization. Just wanted to give them a shout out. So these are the Eaton fires. A lot of destruction here, about 18,000 acres destroyed, multiple homes destroyed there. And we'll go around and we'll fly over the Palisades area here over to the west to check out the area where those fires broke out. So let's make sure that we are on track here. Burbank Airport's right in front of us here. So of course we have LA to our south here. So we got Burbank to our left here. We're just gonna go around north of Burbank and then into the Palisades area. And fortunately, I mean, it's been a really dry, wet season. So usually you have the rainy season here at this time of the year in the Southern California, but it's been very dry. It hasn't been raining, and lately in the last couple of days, there's been some showers here, which is has been helpful here in combating some of these fires. They've got Beverly Hills to our left here. This is the area really where the fires, really the most affected area here for the Palisades fires. And we're flying over Malibu, and then we'll turn around in Santa Monica area here. So here we have the Malibu area. And we'll go ahead and turn around, and this is Santa Monica area over here, and we'll turn around and go back into Burbank. So we got Santa Monica over here to our left, and we have to the far left here we got LA. Let's go ahead and turn into the area here. LAX right in front of us. Want to stay away from it. Santa Monica down there. Yeah. Santa Monica Pier just behind us over there. Let's get set for our landing here at Burbank, and we got the Getty Museum down there. Beautiful place there, Getty. And then we're following the 405 north here. spaghetti over there. 405. Yeah, luckily we see some showers here today. Alright, now we can kind of set up our auto throttle here, and we'll just set it and reduce our speed to 140. 130 is our approach, so we can start using the flaps here. Set a notch of flaps here.
Speed.
Jesus Christ, that...
Speed.
Yeah, it's not my fault, brother. Alright, let's do a manual landing here. Disconnect the autopilot.
Autopilot.
Gear down. All right. VREF here is it's 80 knots, so let's start setting that up for our landing. And actually, I'm gonna disconnect the auto throttle. And let's do full flaps. All right, looking good. Pappy say I'm low, but I'm fine. Speed is good. And there we are, beautiful landing. Now we have a reverse thrust in this aircraft, so we can bring that in. It's probably not, we don't need that at the moment, but and we can take our next left here. So no ATC or anything like that. It's just VFR flight without any restrictions. So I just wanted to fly over the area, just highlight some of the organizations that have been working with rescuing animals here in the area. I want to show you the PC-12 and how it performs here on a VFR flight. So nothing too complicated. And let's find a good spot here. All right, parking brake is set, and let's go through the after landing checklist, the shutdown. Here, parking brake is set, flaps are up, sometimes it's just see, it goes the other way. All right, I got it. A little bit bindings are a little bit off of this aircraft, but got the flaps are up, external lights are off, landing lights are off, strobe lights off, nav lights off, beacon light off, de-icing not required, engine master off, generators off, and battery switches off. So generators off, battery switches off, EPI is off, and then we have our avionics, the buses off, standby bus off, all of that shut down. Probably not the best parking spot here, but it's alright. Alright, my friends, here we are at Burbank International Airport. We just flew over the most affected areas here in Southern California for the fires, kind of highlighted the organizations that have been involved in rescuing animals here from the Southern California area, flying them over north, you know, to the San Francisco area, as far as in Sacramento, and as far as Seattle. So our hats go off to Wings of Rescue and the other organizations that fly pets and rescue pets to shelters where they can be adopted. And so thank you for watching. Appreciate your time here, and if you are willing to contribute to this worthy cause here, I'm gonna leave my information here. Patreon account, you can buy me coffee, or you can contribute directly to Winds of Rescue. But I would appreciate a small donation if you can kindly do so. And of course, I'm asking for your subscription if you're not a subscriber, and help us grow our channel. All right, thank you very much. Appreciate it, and see you on the next one.